Okay, red flags in relationships that most people ignore, but you don't want to. So what's a red flag in relationships that most people ignore? This question came up on Reddit and the answers were wild. But here's the truth, ignoring these signs could cost you years of heartbreak. Let's dive into the red flags you need to catch before it's too late. And so let's go on. The biggest red flag is loss of connection. Now, if your partner starts spending their free time on hobbies, friends, or anything else that pulls them away from you, that, my friend, is a big sign. In the beginning, you were their primary source of happy hormones, dopamine, oxytocin, serotonin, endorphins. That's the in-love stuff, man, the in-love hormones. You made them feel good. You alleviated their stress. You did all that stuff. And here's the reality. For those of you who don't know already, haven't been in a conversation with me, we move toward, this is all human beings, whatever triggers happy hormones, we move away from whatever triggers stress. So inevitably, when your partner chose you, they chose you because you were such a good and reliable source of that happy hormone. You were so good at having them feel good about themselves that they said, man, you are a cheap and reliable source of happy hormones. It's better than going out and partying. It's better than spending time with other people. It's better than the work that I do that gives me accomplishment. It's better than, anything else I can do, spending time with other people or friends or whatever it looks like. I want to be with you. And you're so good at it that I know that I can spend the rest of my life with you. Okay. And so with that being said, they move towards you, right? They move towards you because they're getting what they need inside those happy hormones. Now, when they start going and looking to other people to be that source instead, and I don't care if it's the same sex, I don't care if it's the children, even the kids, even if they're spending more time, with the kids, and now then they're not spending any time with you, they're neglecting you. Don't get me wrong, take care of your kids 100%. But if they're spending time or finding things, they're overindulging in that time, they're taking time away from the time that you guys need to spend together in your relationship, then you really need to look at the relationship as a whole. You now want to look to make sure that you're now prioritizing the relationship, or definitely looking to see, okay, what is it that I'm not delivering, that they need to self-medicate, that this thing has become a primary source? Is it that I'm hard to get to? Is it that I'm not that reliable source? Is it that I stopped being that source of happy hormone for my relationship? Whatever it may be, you want to look at that and be able to shift that as soon as possible. Sometimes people are doing hobbies, right? You find them doing a new hobby. Maybe for some people, they begin to volunteer, right? They're volunteering at the boys club or something else, something that's like, it's a nice thing to do. It's a contribution, and it's great that it's a contribution, but they're spending so much time there that they're not spending time with you. You guys are not getting that time that you need in your relationship every single week. When those things happen, we got to know that that's a red flag, because they're finding something there. Now, when people have to contribute, that means that they don't feel like they're a priority. They don't feel respected, generally speaking. When they're contributing out in the world, spending more time out in the world, that's probably what's happening. If they're going out and they're going to the bar after work, it could be because they're trying to alleviate stress. They just came off of work was stressful, and they have to alleviate stress before they come home. For some of you, I'm telling you, you got to be really careful. I'm going to talk about the general scenario. It's not always this way, and it could be a reversal of roles here. But generally speaking, I've heard so many men who they come home, and as soon as they get out of the car, their wife is like, hey, good, now I can go to the store, take care of these 4 kids. They just got off a job where they were stressed out and they want to come home, and now they've got to go deal with more stress. They feel more stressed. They weren't able to decompress. They weren't able to de-stress. And so what do now? They find other things to do. They find ways to stay out of the house longer so they can de-stress before they come home and take on whatever those things are they have to take on at home. So we got to be responsible for making sure that we are not stressing our partners and that we are alleviating stress in our partners. So that's a red flag. When they start spending time outside of the house, that's a huge red flag. When they're not coming home from work straight, that's a huge red flag. We want to watch for it. When they start having friends of the opposite sex, huge red flag. If their workout partner is a woman of the opposite sex, a person of the opposite sex, male or female, or what they're interested in, right? Or would be someone that they're interested in, huge red flag. Okay, that's a huge red flag. When you find them and they're not prioritizing you, huge red flag. When we stop saying thank you and please to one another, yes, that's a huge red flag, right? We stop saying thank you. We stop saying please. That's a huge red flag. When your partner, you say, please pass the salt. Can you please pass the salt? And they say, stop telling me what to do. Or they have an attitude over the littlest things. Guess what? Huge red flag. It's time to go to work on the relationship because there's something there that's holding you guys back already. You don't even know. And it's worse than you may think it is. You know, when there's a cancer, you want to cut it out as soon as possible. It's how it works. And it's the same thing here because that thing will grow. The resentment will grow. Whatever's there will grow. That communication that they're not giving to you will continue to grow. So when you see these red flags where they're now looking to alleviate stress outside of your relationship, okay, outside of you, they're alleviating stress through drinking or, smoking or, whatever else, these things that are new things, you want to really be looking at what's happening there. If they're picking up new friends, these changes that you want to be looking for, and they're spending time with them and they're prioritizing that relationship, those are huge red flags. When you guys are living two separate lives and you only come home at night to see each other, that's a huge red flag. Even on the weekends, you don't spend time together. You do your own things. Huge red flags, right? That you want to watch for inside of your relationship. So just consider all these things that are huge red flags inside of a relationship. And if what you want to do is immediately do whatever you have to shift that dynamic, get present to what is it that they're self-medicating with? What are they going after? What's the thing that's there? Are they alleviating stress with other people or other things? Have they picked up gaming more? Now they're more in gaming than they are spending time with you. Well, guess what? They're probably alleviating stress and also getting a dopamine spike, right? So now you want to go to work on, okay, how can I be a part of this? How can I shift this so that I'm a source of that happy hormone for them, that alleviation of stress for them? Or even, even if they begin to do those kinds of things, being there with them so you're in proximity and now it begins to shift that relationship. There are many things that you could do, but just understand that there are red flags and there are things that you're going to want to take on to shift it. Now, here's the thing. I'm the biggest advocate for a relationship, but here's one of the biggest mistakes that people make inside a relationship. They try to negotiate or convince their partner. It doesn't work. So you cannot negotiate or try to convince your partner or try to have a conversation or have some kind of logical conversation about what's going on, because no matter what you say, they're doing whatever they feel they need to do, and it's subconscious. They're choosing it. They're choosing that, not because they want to, just because that's where their subconscious is taking them, right? So you have to learn how to ping that thing and to trigger those happy hormones so that you, again, are the source of that happy hormone for them, and that's how you shift a relationship. So guys, if you've got some other red flags that you can see, go ahead and comment below. Let me know what those red flags are, or if you're getting something out of this resonated with you, then 100%. Let me hear from you. Comment below. Let me know. Let's talk about it. Boom. Talk to you in the next one.